Morning. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about AC balance. I figured I would cover this in detail as separate from my main aluminum video, simply because it's easier to find in a search, and you guys will have an easy reference to come back if you want to have a little bit better understanding of a particular of aluminum welding. So with that said, let's talk about it. This machine, which is Dynasty 210, obviously does AC. You definitely need an AC TIG welder if you want to weld aluminum. So in the case of this machine, we got to go under process, make sure it's under AC TIG, hit that, go back home. Your machine may have a different process, probably pretty simple to find. We're going to go under AC wave, go down to AC balance, and now we're under AC balance. So what AC balance is it's the ratio of DCEN, which is called penetration, to DCEP, which is the cleaning action. With TIG on steel and stainless and titanium, you weld all of those on DCEN. So it's DC polarity and it's electrode negative. Well, with AC, you're welding on both electrode negative and electrode positive. Now you weld with that on aluminum because you need the DCEP side to provide what they call cathodic etching or cleaning action on the molten aluminum puddle and the surface of the aluminum in order to break up the surface oxide so your puddle's clean and it welds properly. So that's why if you don't have an AC TIG welder, you can't generally weld aluminum. So with AC balance, like I said, it's a ratio of EN to EP. This machine, which is 70% right now, that's 70% DCEN and 30% the remainder is DCEP. You have to be careful because a lot of machines out there, mainly like imports, may call instead of the 70% referring to EN, they actually refer to the EP, the cleaning. So the easiest way to know if that's the case is if you set the machine for 70% and then you weld with it and you make it like a ½ inch and your tungsten is a liquid ball on the end, odds are what you're adjusting is the cleaning, the EP, and not the EN. Because at 70% EN, your tungsten should be a point or a small ball. You shouldn't have it like big molten ball on there. Now this is kind of awesome because it depicts what happens as you adjust the percentage of balance. As we go through here, you can actually watch, it's depicting that the cathodic etch zone around the weld is growing, and it also depicts the end of the tungsten turning into a ball. And that's because as the cleaning goes up, the tungsten heat goes up because the electrons, the heat, are going back towards the tungsten. Now this machine goes all the way down below 40%, which you would pretty much never use anyways, but it can do that. But you can see super wide cathodic etch zone. One thing that's not depicted here is that the higher you're cleaning, generally you will lose a little bit of penetration. The weld will go wider, but the depth of it tends to go a little bit shallower. And we can go all the way back up over here. And you can see, I like how they depict little specks of pepper, I call it, which is like surface contaminants in the weld. And that's pretty accurate. When you don't have enough cleaning, you're going to see that. This, which is what they call a pro set, is just 60 to 80% or so, and that's a pretty good range to be in. For me personally, I'm pretty much either 70% or 75% clean aluminum. That's the range I'm in. If I'm welding dirty castings or, I don't know, just unclean material that I can only get so clean, I may run as much as, say, 60%, maybe 65, somewhere in that range, just to get a little bit more cleaning. Because you will see a cleaner weld pool. It's just that your tungsten is going to have a very hard time holding up at that kind of cleaning level. Put that back there so I don't start welding there and burn up my tungsten. That pretty much covers the basics of AC balance. Obviously, your machine is going to adjust different than this one, but you should have at least a little bit of knowledge to where you can probably figure it out for your own use. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.